Okay, got another question today from a uh, woman named Susan from Arizona, and she writes, Ajax, why do people leave you a 20 to 30 minute phone voice message, and then at the end ask you to call them back? Well, Susan, your guess is as good as mine. I would think that probably maybe the person calling you is really busy, and they know that either A, they're going to be playing some phone tag with you, or B, you when you call them back, they just want an answer. I don't know. I know a lot of times myself, I'll leave like a 45 or 50 minute um, phone message for somebody, just tell them about my day, and then I say, well, call me back. And I don't really know why. Um, I would imagine that if you're getting long emails, I'm sorry, not emails, voicemails, and the person is saying call you back, maybe they just want to have some form of feedback. Maybe they're just lonely. Maybe they need somebody to talk to, and nobody will talk to them. Do you ever think about that? You ever look around, like maybe someday when you're at work? I don't know what kind of work you do. Sometimes when I'm at work, I just look around at people. Look over there, see Jimmy John. And I'm thinking to myself, I can tell Jimmy John's a lonely person. And so sometimes these people who are lonely and have nothing and no one, they put out a call to somebody. And they can't help it. They generally don't have anybody that really wants to talk to them or have anything to do with them. So they have an opportunity to talk. And even though it's just to a machine, even though half the time you're going to be like, who the hell is this? I don't know this guy. Click! Um, they have an opportunity to talk. It's kind of like me. It's kind of like one could say that probably I, Ajax, was lonely. And I was so lonely that I decided that I was going to go down to the local electronics store and buy myself a little camcorder, and I was going to talk into it. And then I was going to post it out on the internet, which just kind of does piggyback onto a question posed earlier by another person as to why I do this. So I might be getting a little off track here with why do people leave you these 20 and 30 minute phone messages and then ask you to call you back. But I would suspect if people are calling you and they're leaving you that kind of a detailed message, A, they need to provide you with some form of information or something that you need from them, and they want you to respond. They want you to call them back and say, hey, I listened to your 30-minute Gone with the Wind fucking voicemail. Thank you. I had to eat my lunch through it. Um, and here's your answer. But the great thing about it is, I would suspect, like, they leave you this 20-minute voicemail, and you leave them like a 20-second answer. And that's what really kills them. It really just rips them to shreds because they're hoping that you're going to come back with a 20-minute response for them. They're hoping for interaction, for human contact, for something. And all you can do is just be you. Now, if any of you out there have been watching my videos, you're probably wondering, where's his F-bombs at? What happened to the tattooed Dalai Lama that uses profanity? I'm trying something new because I was getting a little feedback from a couple people that thought that if I actually did this and focused more on a intellect level rather than vulgarity and shock, that it might be more entertaining. Um, Here's the deal. People who know me know that I have great stories, but this video series is not called Ajax Great Stories. This is called Ask Ajax Anything. But I have great stories because I've actually lived. I've enjoyed life. I've actually enjoyed going out into the world and interacting with my fellow human beings rather than type away on a laptop in some dark crevice of a world, hoping that if I post up an ad saying that I am some handsome stud, somebody will go ahead and respond to it. That's another piggybacking. Might as well call this Ajax piggyback videos. And so one day I'm talking to this woman named Phyllis, and she says, Ajax, why is it that every time I talk to you, your stories are so bizarre? They're so lively and colorful, and you don't tell me any stories like without any type of bizarre extreme details. So I thought about it, and I called her up a few days later, and I says, hey Phyllis, I went over to the grocery store today and I bought myself a loaf of bread and a gallon of organic fat-free milk and some asparagus. And there was silence. And then she says, why the fuck are you telling me this? I was like, well, the other day you told me that I never tell you any stories that don't have any form of bizarre scenarios to it, so I figured I would tell you a story about me going to the grocery store and doing something. And she goes, well, that didn't do anything for me. And I was like, and that's why I don't tell any of these stories. So, until next time, keep the questions, comments, concerns, ridicule coming in. Ask Ajax Anything at yahoo.com. Susan, don't know if I answered your question or not. Don't know if I gave you what you needed. I addressed it, and that's really all I've ever promised anybody is I will address the question. Till next time, see you when I see you, Slick.